Hi, it's Roger here with episode 8 of Entrepreneur TV, and as you can see, I'm at a very high place today. Just as the sun is about to come up, I am at the top of Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, and today we have a very special episode which is brought to you from the top of a rooftop which includes a jacuzzi, as you can see, looking down over Singapore. And the reason I'm up here isn't just to show you the view, is to show you this, which is a bottle of orange juice. Because this session is all about how to multiply your worth. A bottle of orange juice in Singapore, where we have multiple levels. Singapore is one of the most wealthy cities in the world now, and there is actually a video I did about how Singapore became such a wealthy city, which you can kind of have a look at right here. And what I'm going to be sharing is how a bottle of orange juice changes its worth in a place like Singapore. So for example, if you were to go underground, which is where a lot of the supermarkets are, because that's where it's the lowest cost per square foot, so they put the supermarkets underground here in Singapore, you'll find that a bottle of orange juice like this could be around about, let's say, $1. However, if you just go one floor up, which is when you actually get to street level, then you get to orange juice on the market stores around about $1.50 or $2. And you keep on going up till you get to the restaurants, which are always on the higher floors, ground floor, first floor, second floor, because they have these kind of like multi-level malls here. You'll find that you're now up to more like $3 or $4. And by the time you get up to the top of the penthouse suites in these hotels here, where you're not just getting the orange juice, you're actually getting this kind of a view. This is an infinity pool up at the top of Singapore. By the time you get up to here, what you find is that the same bottle of orange juice, which is right down at the basement level at under $1, is now up to $8 or $10. Think about that for a moment. It's the same orange juice, but it actually multiplied up by 10 times more in its price simply because of its location. So what's going on there? And what can we learn about that when it comes to our own flow as well? Well, we just kind of take a wander along here as the whole of Singapore is waking up. And let's just have a look at that, because if we get what's really going on here, we can suddenly realize why some people earn so much more than others, when really all that's going on is that they are themselves, here, let's go down this way, this is a better trip. They themselves are just shifting their location. There's 4 different levels which create all of wealth. And by understanding these 4 levels, you can see which level you're at. And to know that there is a step-by-step you need to go through. You can't just go out and say, I'm just going to start a business. Because simply, if you're not at the right level, that's like a bottle of orange juice saying, I'm just going to be worth $10. If you're not in the right position, that's not going to work, but you need to build your way up and lead your way from one side to the next. So I'm going to go through what are these 4 steps in a moment. And one thing that's like really important about this whole thing that I'm about to go through is that as I'm covering these 4, think about where you are and don't try and jump ahead. That's what a lot of people do. But if you're actually ready to really take the steps when you want to take the steps, you're going to find that you don't jump ahead before it's time. In the last video, I went through a couple of examples of people who were in the video with me who were already at the $10,000, $100,000 or $1 million mark in terms of how much they were aiming to make over the next 3 to 6 months. And the video for that is right here. So go to that video if you want to have a look at what I was sharing there. But what I'm going to do, as I'm walking by these early starters of the day who are all here swimming in the swimming pool, is go through the 4 steps. Let's start with the bottom step, which is kind of like the basement level supermarket, right? This is called the foundation level. If you're at the foundation level, it means that you haven't yet got a business, you might be in a job, you might be negative cash flow, and you're thinking, I've got to go start a business because someone somewhere told you that's what you need to do. And then what happened was, as you started going out trying to do that, you started realizing this is costing me more time, more money, and more panic and anxiety than I thought it would be. Because it's not the right time yet to just go out there and start a business. That's like going out and trying to build a whole hotel just because you want to sell some orange juice. This is the time when you need to be starting by saying, I've got my time, and this is foundation level. Step number 1, gear 1. Gear 1 is like, I've got my time, and I can turn that time into more income, from $1 to $2, right? I can double my income per hour if I go work for the people that I'm really aligned to, that I'm passionate with, that I can serve in a specific way where they're creating the environment, which allows me to play and to learn as I'm playing as well. Is this like just going and getting a job? Yeah, to some extent, but it's doing it with the people you really want to work with and who already have a flow that you can work with as well. Now, by the way, that first level, there's very specific steps to get there, which I want to get to in this video as well. But let's say you're past that. You're saying, you know what? I've got enough that I can create my own experience. This is like second level now. Gear 2 is called yellow level. And yellow level is when you are now able to create your own product. This is like the market stall, where it's like, I can make the meal myself. I can put the orange juice next to the meal, and people are going to want to pay more for the orange juice because they want to drink with their meal. So you're actually adding more value now. Now there is 10 very specific steps to value, and I'm moving up the levels from the core 2, which are passions and talents and connecting to people you want to work with, to the next level up, which is knowledge and network, and actually being able to build your own business as you go. And there's very specific skills to that, which are different. Just like if you go up the levels of a ski slope, from nursery slope to green level and to blue level, you need to be able to master each level before going on to the next level as well. So that would be the next step of what you do, is to say, right, well, how could I make sure that I'm now using my skill sets and my knowledge, my networks, the people I know within this market, to be able to actually build my own business. So that's step 2, which is yellow level. That's like going from how do I make an extra $100 to how do I make an extra $1,000 or even $10,000, which you can do at that yellow level, which we call the player. So we've gone from the worker to the player, and then you go up to the green level. And by the way, if these levels are like, really, there's different levels. There is, for those of you who already know, there's something called the Millionaire Master Plan, the base of my book. The test is free. You can go and take it online, right? You just go and follow this link here, and you can go and actually just take the test for free, subscribe to this channel, and then you're going to be able to take this personalized path, which is what we're on right now, which allows you to really be able to pursue and manage your personal wealth like a bottle of orange juice, one level at a time, where your value keeps going up, even though you're the same person. It's getting kind of windy here, but let's see if you can still hear me okay. So you go from that second level and think, okay, well, now I'm at that level, but I'm stuck at that level. There's only so much I can be at the market stall, charging $2 for orange juice. How do I charge more for myself? That's when you get to the third level. Now you're talking about the higher end restaurants. You've gone up to second, third floor. You need to be part of infrastructure, a market, just like you would if you were in a shopping mall. You're now actually providing more of a shopping experience for the entire family or for a larger group, because you've connected in with a group of other players in the market as well. And that's when you become a performer. That's green level. Like one person in the band, one person doing all things instead of all people doing one thing. And that's when you can now command more like $10,000 or $100,000 every time you do a promotion, because you're partnering with other people around you as well. You've got others in your team as well. Then that will lead you finally to the fourth level, which is what happens when you get up to a high level penthouse. Why would someone go and pay $8 or $10 for the minibar orange juice when they could just go downstairs to the basement and save 90% of their money? The reason that they do it is because of convenience and experience. Because they're not just buying the orange juice, they're buying the view out their window. They're buying their privacy. They're buying the fact that they're actually packaging in with this a place to stay for the night, a place to live in. And so when you create a business and you create an ability for people to be able to invest with you, for people to get a return on investment with you, that's at blue level, conductor level, where you're not even the one having to play the music anymore. I mean, look at this incredible view out here. And for $8, if you've got a bottle of orange juice that you're going to be sitting down with and drinking as the sun rises, there's people who pay that kind of money because it's now no longer about the orange juice. It's now no longer about you. And that's really this final step that I want to share at this fourth level up, is that you're now at a point where you are connecting and touching the lives of others at a much deeper level, where it's no longer just about the product. So I share that. Why? Because those 4 levels we're going to go through in the coming videos. We're going to see how we step up step by step, but you don't want to jump ahead. You never want to start a car in 4th gear. You want to be able to actually go up step by step and realize every one of us has the ability to change our worth. Every one of us has the ability to improve and increase our value, even though just like a bottle of orange juice, we're the same person. And that's the real key message as we bring this to you from the top of Singapore, that every one of us has this ability to be able to shift, to be able to change our own thinking if we choose to. And when we do, we end up with this ability to be able to see how wealth all around us is made in a very different way. Look at the flow here, the port out to sea, where you can just see how these ships that bring in trade from all over the world, how that made Singapore. It wasn't about what was here, it was about what Singapore was connected to. And your wealth is about what you're connected to as well. So, a recap. What we've just gone through is the second level at infrared level called commit to conduct. And commit to conduct is this concept that we are all conductors, just like an electric conductor. And a conductor is not just an electric conductor which can generate flow, it's also a music conductor which can make music. So what kind of music are you going to make? What I want to finish with here is a little recap of what we've gone through in the first 8 episodes, because we're really just at the beginning here. But every episode takes us one step forward. We started by talking about your future vision, but we started talking about the pre-flight checklist. It's time to go back and check in on your pre-flight checklist again. So if you haven't done that, you can do that by just clicking on the link right here and go and have a look to see where you're at right now on your path. This is your pre-flight checklist, which allows you, just like taking off on a plane, to make sure that you've got all of the bases covered. Then we went through your future vision and where you want to go to. We went through your flight plan, which is all about your specific step-by-step for this next year ahead. And then from there, we then covered the very first step of the infrared level, which is basement level. Is, okay, I need more money because at the moment I'm negative. And that's like, starting, which is like, okay, let's just start with my time and how I can really manage my time and grow that time. And that took us now to the second level, commit to conduct, which is after you've created the plumbing system, which we went through, creating your time and your space, creating your money system. After that, how do we make sure we can now connect this to now connect also to your flow, where you're connecting with the market as well. As I look out of this incredible view, and as the sun just comes up over the clouds, I really think about this definition of wealth that I hear a lot of people in the finance industry talk about. You talk about definition of wealth being, how much money do you have and how many months before you run out of money? Oh look, your wealth, you've got 2 years of wealth or 3 months of wealth or 1 week of wealth because your money's going to run out within that period of time. But what's really interesting is that the way that we're going to go through this is that it's almost like the opposite. That wealth isn't about how much money you have, it's what you're left with if you lose all your money. I go through that exercise every single day before I go to bed, and you can try this as well. What if tomorrow morning, instead of thinking I wake up with the same that I go to bed with today, how long is it going to last me, you actually said, what if I woke up tomorrow and I had nothing? What if I got everything taken away from me, my businesses, my income, I lost my job? How long would it take me to get back to the same place? Right? So wealth isn't about the money, because the money's like, that's like saying the footballer, it's all about the ball. It's about your ability to position yourself in your team, like your ability to position yourself in your market, so that what's really going on is that every time you need to make it back, you can make it back within a month or within a week or within 3 months. And so it's all about your ability to be able to turn on the tap when you need an extra 1,000, need an extra 10,000. And the key to this is knowing that it's step by step, starting with whichever level you're at, and knowing that already today, even just by putting the orange juice on the shelf, it's already of value. The real key is just how much value. And that's what we're going to be going through on the next video. So until the next video, make sure that you subscribe and that you watch the other videos which are in this link as well. And have a magical week. We'll catch up to you next week.